A.V. Dicey has a lot to say about the doctrine of parliamentary sovereignty, and if you want to read it in full, this is the rather thick book which puts all his arguments and his propositions. But in these three short videos, I'm going to be exploring the three central ideas that he puts forward about the doctrine. Firstly, he asserts that the British Parliament can pass any law it wants. Now, in doing that, he's drawing a contrast with constitutions in other countries, particularly the United States of America. And if you look at the US Constitution, you'll see, especially in the Bill of Rights, the first amendments that are made, that there are assertions like this: Congress shall pass no law respecting an establishment of religion. Or, Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. In the American system, also in the French, sovereignty rests with the people. There is no such doctrine in the English system. And the people, having ratified the Constitution, it is the Constitution which the courts look at to decide whether the actions of the legislature are constitutional or not. In Britain, no such restrictions. Power comes from Parliament, and therefore, if there is any dispute between the different levels of government, it is always Parliament that wins, and the courts must follow what Parliament says. And so, his first proposition, Parliament can pass any law it wants, and they can't be challenged on any grounds. He gives the examples of passing a law to make it an offence to smoke on the streets of Paris. Well, you could object to that and say, well, Britain doesn't have the jurisdiction over Paris. But what Dicey would argue was that no, they might not be able to enforce it in Paris, but anybody who's been smoking on the streets of Paris, who returns to the UK, is brought before a UK court, it would be no defence to say that it was outside the jurisdiction, because Parliament is sovereign.